I'm surprised I'm just getting around to it now, but we are bringing Groudon and a couple of the ancient Scarlet Paradox Pokemon to the Regulation G ranked ladder. Groudon is an absolute behemoth. It's got a whopping 150 attack, and Precipice Blades does major amounts of damage to things when it actually connects, because it does have 85 accuracy. That said, we have Sword Stance on Groudon to boost up the power of its Precipice Blades and its Heat Crash. We're holding a Clear Amulet on Groudon here, so we don't have to worry about Intimidate and Parting Shot. And on top of that, we do have Terra Fire on Groudon to prevent burns. So overall, we're going to try to do as much damage as possible with Groudon. We have a little bit of speed control here with Raging Bolt and its Electroweb, which is going to be nice. We get an Electroweb or two off into things, and we're going to start outspeeding a lot of opposing Pokemon. I don't have any Tailwind on this team, so I am going to have to be a little bit more reliant on the Electroweb, but it should be alright. Groudon is going to naturally activate Photosynthesis for Raging Bolt, Flutter Mane, and Slither Wing, so we should be able to take advantage of that. We have Venusaur here for some nice damage options with Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain. We have the Life Orb on it to boost up its damage output, and we have Terra Poison on it to increase Sludge Bomb's power, while also having Sleep Powder as a little bit of support and potentially being able to put some things to sleep. Now, it's certainly no Spore, but I'm willing to risk it for that biscuit, and if I have a bad time with it, well, you might see Growth replace Sleep Powder. You never know. We have Flutter Mane here with Terra Fairy, Moonblast, and Dazzling Gleam to capitalize on the double stab from going Terra Fairy, and we have Shadow Ball for some raw damage. This Flutter Mane is built to get a speed boost from its Photosynthesis, so we're going to have a nice time with it and Groudon next to each other, and plus, Flutter Mane's got that Focus Sash for a little bit of insurance. We have Incineroar here for some support with Helping Hand to boost up all of its partners' attack by 50% when they go for their damaging moves. We have Flare Blitz to take advantage of the fact that Groudon is naturally setting the sun. We have Fake Out to lock out some things. And then we have Parting Shot to pivot out Incineroar. And then finally we have Slither Wing. Slither Wing here is going to get an attack boost from its Photosynthesis. We have a nice stab option in the form of First Impression. Basically, it's just a really strong Fake Out that doesn't make things flinch, but I am willing to test that out. We have Close Combat here because Slither Wing does get nice stab close combats, and plus we do have the Terra Fighting on it to just make sure that we just get rid of something from the field. Now, we do have Terra Fighting here too as well, because I haven't played Slither Wing before. I'm going to try it out, and yeah, we're going to just test it out with the Terra Fighting. We might switch the Terra up later. We might switch it to Terra Fire like the Groudon, but we'll go from there. And then we have Leech Life as well, just to have some Bug-type damage should Slitherwing be unable to switch out and reset that First Impression. So we do have a backup plan with the Leech Life. Anyways, that's the team in a nutshell. Let's jump on in to the battles, shall we? Alright, we have Pelipper, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Zamazenta, Latios, and Galarian Moltres. Alright, so Wide Guard might be a little bit of a problem for the Precipice Blades, but we do have that nice Heat Crash to do a little bit of damage to the Rillaboom and the Zamazenta. Now, I do have to be careful because I don't have a manual way of setting Sun should Groudon be overwritten, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to lead Raging Bolt. Kind of weird the Joy-Con didn't go there. But anyways, we'll bring the Raging Bolt. I might bring Incineroar or Venusaur next to Raging Bolt. And then that way too, I can always switch in Groudon if I want to go for speed with Venusaur, if I want to go for a raw special attack on the Raging Bolt. So I could do something like that. Incineroar looks nice too for the Fake Out pressure, so I might do that. I mean, Incineroar could also be nice too, because I could always go for Parting Shot. So, I think at the end of the day, Groudon comes in the back. I think we'll bring the Incineroar Raging Bolt. And you know what? I believe in you, buddy. Let's go Slitherwing. Let's bring Gil the Slitherwing here and see how that makes out. It might work. I don't know. Like I said, I have not tried Slitherwing, but should be a fun time. And plus, I would love to nail that Latios with a first impression off Slither Wing. That's going to do some raw damage right there. And plus, what I could do is I could always go Parting Shot with an Incin, and they're going to bring in their own... Ooh, they brought Incin Latios. Okay. I think what I try to do is... I think I fake out the Latios. Okay. I think I'm going to potentially switch out the Raging Bolt. Or what I'll do is I'll go for a Snarl. And I'll go for the fake out into their Latios. Now, if I don't get... Yeah, alright, perfect. Their fake out, if it's coming, isn't going to go first. So, we just fake out Raging Bolt and Latios there. So, not much of a turn there, but that's alright. I was kind of hoping they were going to try to fake out my Incineroar, because then I could have gone for the Snarl. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to switch Raging Bolt out into Groudon, and I'm going to Parting Shot. I'm going to Parting Shot into their Latios, and then that way too, this can let me get Slither Wing in, and then I can go for the first impression. Or I just go for close combat into their Incineroar if Incineroar stays in. That's the other thing too. I don't dislike Groudon coming in here, because now I can go for the Precipice Blades. I can go for a Sword Stance, potentially. They're going to hit me with an Icy Wind. That's alright, because now if Incineroar is faster than mine and they Parting Shot off Groudon, it's not going to work because of the Clear Amulet. So, that's nice. So, I'm going to get my Parting Shot off. I can bring in Slither Wing. And close combat will do a lot of damage into their Incineroar. It will also do a lot of damage to their Latios. So, I think what I can do is I can first impression with Slither Wing. And I think I can go for the Precipice Blades and try to get the Incineroar. I think that's what we do here. I think we go Precipice Blades, and I think we go first impression. And then this way too, they have no means of blocking priority. So if we get Latios off the field, great. The Latios has a little bit of chip damage from the fake out, so that's nice. Now they're just going to protect off Latios, that's fine. If I still get the Precipice Blades, that's going to be really nice here. So I want to see how much damage this does to the Incineroar. Alright, so Latios is going to, well, it was immune because of the Levitate anyways. But we do connect the Precipice Blades off into Incineroar, and that's a straight up knockout. So now we can always bring in our own Incineroar and go from there. If they bring in Pelipper, I don't mind switching Groudon out into Incineroar. So we do have that. Yeah, we do have that. I could also protect Groudon this turn and bring in Incin. I could do that too, because they might go for Slither Wing instead. Do I want to do that though? I don't know. I'm going to protect Groudon. I'm going to attempt to go for the Leech Life into the Latios. And then that way too, if we get Latios off the field, Raging Bolt comes in and just cleans up. So I kind of want to do that. They're going to Icy Wind Slither Wing. If I eat a Hurricane, that's it for Slither Wing. But not the worst thing imaginable, to be completely honest. And I don't mind bringing in Incineroar. Because of the White Herb, I do get to avoid the speed drop. So we're going to connect with the Latios. Slither Wing just gets rid of that. So Raging Bolt can come in here now and potentially Electroweb or Thunderclap the Pelipper. So that is nice. So Slither Wing is going to take this. Unfortunately, it's 4 times super effective. So that's it for Slither Wing. But Slither Wing, I mean, Slither Wing picked up a KO, and it would have picked up that KO if we had the first impression. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Raging Bolt right now. Zamazenta's coming in here, so I do kind of want to preserve Groudon and the Sun. Incineroar is going to be nice. So if this is the exact team that I ran up against, well, I mean, it's the exact same 6 months, but if it's it built the exact same way as the team that I ran into while filming Kyurem White, that might be Terra Ghost Zamazenta, which I don't mind, because Snarl will give me a little bit of damage into it. So the big thing here is I gotta get rid of that Zamazenta. So, if the Electroweb, Thunderclap's not going to be doing me any favors. But I don't mind getting the Fake Out Pressure off into the Pelipper. So we are going to see Terra off of my opponent here, and it is going to be the Zamazenta. And is it Terra Ghost? No, it's Terra Grass. Okay, so Groudon coming in here can be nice because we can go for Heat Crash into Zamazenta. It's not going to do a lot, but we can always go for a Heat Crash and a Sword Stance together. The Body Press is not doing much without the boosts off the defense, so that's not too bad. I'm going to Thunderclap into Pelipper, and I'm going to fake out the Zamazenta. Oh, okay. I will take that. I think my opponent still probably could have brought it back, but I mean, I will gladly take the forfeit there. Good game to my opponent, and thank you, Slither Wing. All right, we have a Miraidon team that has Tornadus, Torkoal, Landorus Therian, Raging Bolt, and Walking Wake. So all of these Pokemon are a problem for Groudon, but we're going to bring it anyways. Now, the nice thing here is I was debating on putting Wide Lens on Venusaur, but Wide Lens is not going to be doing me any favors since Miraidon's going to set Electric Terrain. But what I could do is I could bring maybe Flutter Mane and Venusaur as a part of the lead. I can get the boosted power off of my Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam, which would dent the Raging Bolt and the Walking Wake. Torkoal would resist it, but Venusaur has the Earth power to cover that. I do have to deal with the Tornadus, so maybe Raging Bolt might be okay here. I do think I still bring Groudon in the back, but I do think I have to be a little bit more careful with it. I kind of want to bring Slither Wing, not going to lie. Yeah, Slither Wing should do some good damage, all things considering. But I am a little bit weary of that Torn. I think maybe the Raging Bolt might be needed, because I don't really have that great of a way of dealing with Landorus regardless, but I think Raging Bolt's going to be needed for the Electroweb support, if at anything. Landorus is going to be a little bit tough to crack, especially if they have a Terra that resists fire, but if they do, then at least I can hit them with the Precipice Blades, so I might be alright here. I would love to Precipice Blades that Miraidon, but let's see, it is going to be Tornadus and Walking Wake. Alright, so I don't mind the Venusaur Flutter Mane here. I could keep Venusaur in here, or I could switch it out for the... Now, see, the thing is Torn can always go for Tailwind, so I don't necessarily want to switch Groudon in right away. I think what I might do is I'm going to go for the Sleep Powder into the Torn, and I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. And then this way, too, I have the spread option there to get a little bit of damage off into both of these. If I connect the Sleep Powder into Torn, great. It's not grounded, which means the Electric Terrain won't save it, which is why I'm going for Torn instead of the Walking Wake. Now, slight problem is I'm not Focus Sashed Venusaur. My Flutter Mane is Focus Sashed, so I do have to be a little bit careful here with Venu. That's a lot of damage. We take a burn, which, I mean, that's not going to be doing me any favors because they're going to connect anyways. So I do lose Venusaur here, unfortunately, and Flutter Mane's taking a speed drop there too, so that's really not good. But what I could do is I could bring in the Raging Bolt. I could switch in the Groudon maybe and go for a I could go for a Thunderclap into Walking Wake. Yeah, though an Electroweb might be nice here, especially if I pop the Terra Poison. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's okay to go for the Terra Poison here. And then this way I drop Draco Meteor, the weakness to Draco Meteor. I'm going to switch in the Groudon now, and then this way too, if they go for Tailwind, I'll get a Speed Drop into them. And I should be alright with Raging Bolt with the Assault Vest to live an attack off of the Walking Wake. Now, I don't know if I'm going to necessarily give them a special attack boost or a speed boost just yet, so that might be a little bit bad for the Raging Bolt, but Raging Bolt's got some decent bulk with the Assault Vest, so we'll bring in Groudon here. We'll get that special attack boost. If we connect the Electroweb, that should be enough to finish Torn, and it should be nice to deal with the Walking Wake. So we're going to give them a speed boost. All right, I'm going to get a special attack boost with Raging Bolt. So I don't necessarily dislike the Electroweb still. Now I do have to be careful because Walking Wake might get that. They might have just went for Hydro Steam. So Torn is okay. They're going to go Terra Ground. All right. Not a Terra I normally see on Tornadus, but to each their own. They're going to survive this because of the... They're going to survive the Electroweb now because they're immune. So I will say that is a nice Terra option on their end. I can't Thunderclap the Torn now, but I can still Snarl it. I just hope there's no Terra Blast coming my way. Okay, Snarl coming off of Walking Wake. Not the worst thing for Groudon to take. We're gonna dodge the Bleak Wind with Groudon, which is nice. Walking Wake or Raging Bolt is going to take that no problem. So I could bring Flutter Mane back in here, or what I could do is I can go for the Precipice Blades off of the... I could go for the Precipice Blades off of the Groudon. I could also go for the Snarl. Yeah, the Snarl keeps me covered a little bit. That said, I'm going to Snarl and I'm going to protect this turn. And then this way, if they go Hydro Steam into Groudon, great. I'm going to dodge that. And if they go for a Draco Meteor into Raging Bolt, that's still unpleasant. So there is the Hydro Steam. What I want to do is I want to at least get their special attack dropped one stage. And then that way I might be able to take this. Oh, and yeah, there's Ground Terra Blast, so that is wholly unpleasant. But we'll get the Snarl off into both of these. So they're each going to take a special attack. So that tells me no Covert Cloak on the Torn. I'm going to Thunderclap into the Walking Wake now, and I really don't mind a Heat Crash into that Torn either. Yeah, I do have the accuracy to deal with the Torn, so we'll get the Thunderclap off. That's not enough to pick up Walking Wake here, but we should be alright at -1 special attack. No. That's a lot of damage. So long as they don't double into Groudon. Yeah. I mean, Flutter Mane can come in here. They haven't set Tailwind. So Flutter Mane can come in, Dazzling Gleam, and start picking up some damage that way. I am going to have to be really careful with Groudon here. I'm not going to lie, but I do get rid of the Torn, so we'll deal with that. The Walking Wake is going to be a little bit of a big problem for Groudon, since even at -1 special attack, it did so much raw damage, but their Terra is gone now too. And they're almost in KO range, so a Dazzling Gleam off of Flutter might be alright here. If Miraidon comes in, I would love to Moonblast that too. Because I am still going to have a little bit of a speed boost, so it's going to be Torkoal. Alright. Flutter Mane is naturally faster than Walking Wake, so I think what I could do is I could Dazzling Gleam Precipice Blades, and then that way I have the spread option, and if I connect the Precipice Blades, Torkoal is not going to appreciate that, so I shouldn't have to worry about Eruption. I'm hoping Precipice Blades Dazzling Gleam is enough to do it and get rid of the Torkoal. That's the big thing. Yeah, that's going to be the big thing that I got to deal with. Okay, there's a Aqua Jet. Alright, I was a little scared there because of the priority, but the Sun helps, and plus Walking Wake doesn't have the greatest physical attack. So we do get rid of the Walking Wake now. Alright. My opponent out here is just putting the fear into me here. And we missed the Precipice Blades. Alright. But it's Gyro Ball off of the Torkoal. Alright. That I was not expecting. I really was not expecting Gyro Ball, but I'll take it. I will take it. And is it Miraidon? No, it's Raging Bolt. Alright, so the good news is I can't be thunderclapped. The bad news is I have 30 HP. Yeah. Groudon is not in a good position, and if there's some speed investment into this Raging Bolt, this could be bad. So we're going to connect the Precipice Blade. Oh, the Raging Bolt. Oh, that was so close. And here comes a Terra Blast to finish me off. That was really close. I wish Groudon had picked up the KO there, but it didn't. But, I mean, it is what it is. Good to know that Raging Bolt can be EV'd to live a Precipice Blade, so the more you know. Yeah, so I think the Precipice Blade's miss into Torkoal is huge, because if I had have connected, then it would have just been the Raging Bolt, which meant that would have been a full-powered Precipice Blades, which I would have knocked it out, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. What I probably could have done, too, was... I don't think, at that range, if I had stalled out the Sun, that Terra Blast still... I think Terra Blast had me right there, so my opponent did get me at the end of the day. So, good game to them. Alright, we have a Miraidon team with Urshifu, Heartflame, Ogerpon, Chesnaught, Rillaboom, and Iron Bundle. Alright, so... this might be a good time for Flutter Mane. Flutter Mane might be alright here. I do like the fact that I can go for a... Dazzling Gleam into the Urshifu and the Miraidon, so there is that. Chesnaught doesn't appreciate a Dazzling Gleam either. And plus... there's also no priority weather setter right here, so I think leading Groudon could be nice. There's no immediate weather setter either, so I think this could be all right here. Raging Bolt might be nice as well. They do have both the Rillaboom and the Miraidon, so they can actually undo their own terrain with Rillaboom, which would be really nice. We're going to give Slither Wing a chance. Yeah, we're going to give Slither Wing a chance. First impression into Rillaboom could be really nice. It could be really nice into Miraidon. And I think I bring Raging Bolt for the Thunderclap potential into the Iron Bundle. I think I can do that here too, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we have Rillaboom and Urshifu. So I don't dislike the fact that there could be a Fake Out going into the Groudon slot, because Flutter Mane will resist, or is straight up immune to the Fake Out. So I do have that working in my favor. Interesting, the Grassy Seed on the Urshifu as well, so there's no Focus Sash there. Maybe that means the bundle has a Focus Sash. So what I can do here is I can go for a straight Dazzling Gleam into the two of these, and I think I can bring in the... Raging Bolt, actually. We might do that. So we'll see how this works out. And then if we get the Raging Bolt in, great. Or rather, I guess we get the Raging Bolt in regardless. But if Raging Bolt doesn't go down, great. So I do like having the Thunderclap pressure for the Urshifu. I do also like that I do have the Dazzling Gleam here as well. So my opponent's going to go for the Terra, so they're probably dropping the Fairy weakness on the Urshifu. So it is the Urshifu going for the Terra, and it is Terra Flying. All right. Oh, does Urshifu get Acrobatics? Oh, that could be really spicy. Urshifu with Acrobatics. There's a Grassy Glide into my Raging Bolt. All right. So I do get my Dazzling Gleam off into the Urshifu, and it does get Acrobatics. All right. Also, they left my Focus Sash intact, so that is really nice. All right, so Raging Bolt's going to get a little bit of HP back. I can Thunderclap that Urshifu. I really want to Thunderclap that Urshifu. And I'm going to Moonblast into the Rillaboom. And if they have to switch out the Urshifu, that's all right there. I don't mind getting that off the field. Urshifu right now is a really big threat for my Groudon. So I do like that Flutter Mane is just here. I'm going to eat an Aqua Jet, which Okay, so Aqua Jet being faster than Thunderclap is going to be a problem for Flutter Mane, but not the end of the world. I can always go for Electroweb. But you know what else I can do? I can first impression that Rillaboom. Yeah. I can first impression the Rillaboom. Now, unfortunately, they can acrobatics me. But can they? Because here's the thing. If they want to Aqua Jet me, great. They can bypass Thunderclap. But if they want to acrobatics, Thunderclap's going to get them. This is a fun dynamic for me right now. So, Slither Wing might get the first impression off. So, we'll see how this works out. That's the big thing here is we'll see if we get the Thunderclap. Oh, no, they're just going to withdraw the Rillaboom. All right, so it might be a Surging Strikes. It might be an Acrobatics. Chesnaught's coming in here. But this is still super effective damage. This is still super effective damage off into the Chesnaught. So I like taking half its HP, and I like getting rid of that Urshifu as well. So, nice. All right. So, if they bring Rillaboom back in, I can dodge a Fake Out by going Protect with Slither Wing. Or I go over a Leech Life into the Chesnaught, if I'm being completely honest. Terrafire Rillaboom looks really good into both the Chesnaught and the Rilla. Now, depending on what the last Pokemon is, if it's Miraidon, that could be a little bit of a problem. But it's going to be Rillaboom and Chesnaught into my Raging Bolt and Slither Wing. So I'm going to click Leech Life into the Rillaboom. And I'm going to Electroweb off of Raging Bolt. I think a Fake Out comes out off the Rillaboom into Slither Wing. All right. They are attacking the main threat here because I do have a Bug type. But I'm going to get that speed drop off into both of these Pokemon, and Rillaboom came back before the grassy terrain reset. So, all right, there's a coaching off the Rillaboom. That's a little eerie. But I do have a speed drop off into both of these Pokemon, so I don't dislike that. Raging Bolt is still relatively healthy, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Leech Life the Chesnaught with Slither Wing. And this is the last turn of Grassy Terrain. I'm going to go for a Draco Meteor off into the Rillaboom. Yeah, I think that's the big thing here. And then if Miraidon comes in, then I can always Terra my Raging Bolt. Chesnaught's going to hang in there, but Slither Wing's going to go back up to full HP, so that is nice. If I KO the Rillaboom... Ooh, I don't. Alright, so there's the high horsepower, but I'm going to live it even at the +1, so I'm also going to live the follow-up Drain Punch, which that's really nice too. Alright, so what I could do is I could try to get rid of the Rillaboom with another Draco Meteor. I definitely get rid of Chesnaught out of that range. Grassy Terrain is gone. I think I Leech Life into the Chesnaught, and I think I Draco Meteor into the Rillaboom. Yeah, I think that's what I do here. And then I can also bring in Groudon. And if I need the Terra Fire, I have the Terra Fire to deal with the Rillaboom and the Chesnaught. But I really don't want to deal with a Miraidon and not be a ground type. So there is that too. I do have to be very careful. Spiky Shield off Chesnaught. Alright, so Chesnaught's going to survive one more turn. If I get rid of Rillaboom with the Raging Bolt, perfect. I can always switch out Slither Wing to reset first impression. So I do have that. So Rillaboom's going to go down. I wonder if I can pull off a Electroweb with Raging Bolt into... Yeah, it is Miraidon. So I wonder if I can get a Snarl off into this thing. I highly doubt it. But if I can, that would be delightful. Yeah. Alright. So Miraidon is insanely fast, so I do have to be careful about that too. I'm gonna Leech Life into the Chesnaught, and I'm gonna Snarl. And then this way too. They are going after Slither Wing here, so if I get the Snarl off, that's going to help Groudon in the long run for our Precipice Blades. Groudon's going to be faster than the Chesnaught. I just need to be able to survive whatever the Miraidon throws my way. So we do connect the Snarl. We get a special attack drop into Miraidon. I think Precipice Blade should be okay to handle the... maybe not after that Drain Punch. That said, Groudon's got good physical bulk. Special bulk, not as much. But if I connect the Precipice Blades off into Miraidon and pick up the KO, hopefully, what I can do is I can go Terrafire the following turn and Heat Crash the Chesnaught, depending on how much HP I have. So I think that's what I do here. I don't think I go for the Sword Stance. I think I just go for the raw damage, and we'll go from there. That's the big thing right now. Oh, I did not know Chesnaught. Maybe I did. Maybe I just forgot about it. There's a Draco Meteor. I live that, though. Can you do consecutive Wide Guards? Huh. If you can, I'm in a bad spot. But that's good to know that Chesnaught does get Wide Guard. So we're going to try it again. We're going to test this out. If I'm right and it fails in succession, great. This is a -3 Draco Meteor. Oh, 3 HP! Oh, okay. Groudon, please, please. Oh, Chesnaught lives. Oh, Chesnaught lives. And that was a crit on the Chesnaught. Oh, just a bulky-ish Chesnaught. And they do pick me up for the KO with the Drain Punch. So what I needed to do there was I needed to go for the Heat Crash into Chesnaught last turn. Hope I could have lived the attack from Miraidon and then gone for the Precipice Blades. So my opponent definitely got me really good there. So Chesnaught, we saw the coaching, the Wide Guard, the spiky shield, which good to know. If I had still had Flutter Mane, they wouldn't have been able to touch it. But my opponent got me really good there. They had some really good tech with the Chesnaught, and the Miraidon was not a fun endgame, but they definitely played that really good. I'm happy. I'm okay with taking the loss there. A good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out this Groudon and Flutter Mane, Raging Bolt, and Slither Wing team. I guess it's the whole team, pretty much, essentially. Let's just name drop the Venusaur and the Incineroar while we're at it. Thank you guys so much for checking out this Groudon team. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it play out. Unfortunately, we did have a little bit of a harder time today, but we did get to go up against the Zamazenta team. Slitherwing was able to pick up a KO into the Latios. And then we had some really close games here. We had some nail biters. We had the Raging Bolt Miraidon team where the Miraidon did not come, and my opponent had the Torkoal, the Walking Wake, the Tornadus, and the Raging Bolt. And it just boiled down to Groudon's Precipice Blades versus the Torkoal and the Raging Bolt. Unfortunately, the Raging Bolt just held on there and then was just able to finish off my very weakened Groudon. And then we also had the team that we played in the very end with the Chesnaught, Rillaboom, Urshifu, and the Miraidon. And good to know that Urshifu gets acrobatics too, because Terraflying acrobatics could be funny to see as well with the Grassy Seed that my opponent did have. And unfortunately, I just completely walked into a Wide Guard with my Precipice Blades Groudon, but we were able to pick up the KO into the Miraidon on the following turn, and we almost picked up the Chesnaught. The Chesnaught probably had about 2 or 3 HP, and then it just finished off my Groudon with the Drain Punch. And it just goes to show how much that Miraidon can do, even at -3 special attack off a Draco Meteor. So, unfortunately, the team did struggle a little bit, but Slitherwing did get to do some stuff today, so I am happy to showcase that. Anyways, guys, I will see you next time.